Professor Coomer here. We are continuing our discussion about Aristotle's three appeals. The second appeal that we're going to refer to is logic. Okay, logic, the logical appeal. Okay, well, I guess I'll just add logical here. The logical appeal. Now, this has to do with the fact that anytime you make an argument, anytime you are trying to convince anyone of anything, generally, there will need to be reasonable and justifiable arguments to support what you're trying to get accomplished. If you're trying to say that, perhaps you're trying to convince Vincennes University to build that water park. We need to build the water park. Well, okay, how are we going to pay for that? Okay, logically, where do we put it? What is a reasonable time scale that we should think about as far as, is this a success or is this not a success? So anytime you think about the logical appeal, you want to think about the appeal to reason. Okay? And it can be something as simple as this. We simply must raise taxes. Okay? That's not, okay, I'm making an argument. We must raise taxes. And people are going to say, nuh-uh, right? People say, I don't want to pay any more taxes. Nobody wants to pay any more taxes. Well, here's the thing, folks. If we don't raise taxes, we don't have enough money to, pay for the bridges or pay for, to pay our firefighters. Or, okay, so it's that reason. Or, for instance, maybe you're trying to convince people not to smoke cigarettes, okay? And you're saying you should, the average person, or I would say even the not so average people should not smoke cigarettes, right? That is your argument. Well, I need to give you some evidence. I would say, I can bring up science. Okay? I can bring up statistics. All of these things are hard, cold facts. They are not, it doesn't matter what mood you're in. It doesn't matter what you value. What your morals are or anything like that. I'm just saying these are the facts, folks. It costs this much to build the bridge. We have this much. I'm saying, if you do this activity, according to biology, this is the thing that you can expect. Maybe you're trying to say, okay, people should exercise more. Okay, and the reason for these are these hard, cold facts. If you exercise, you expend so many calories. Well, science has proven that you will lose weight, you'll live longer, all these things. You have to give hard, cold facts. And generally, people won't believe you unless you give some kind of hard, cold facts. Every good argument should have some facts and some verifiable facts, okay? And when I say something that is verifiable, I mean that if you say 9 out of 10 dentists agree that this is the best toothbrush, you need to be able to point to the source. You need to be able to point to, okay, what survey are you referring to? So hard, cold facts. That's all we're looking for whenever we're looking for the logical appeal. And these hard, cold facts, maybe they will cause you to be emotional. Maybe they will make you feel something deep inside because that affects some value that you have. But remember, without those hard, cold facts, you couldn't do any of those things. So the logical appeal has to do with hard, cold facts, with just the person's ability to reason. Does this make sense? Maybe I'm trying to promote, hey, listen, guys, we need to make gasoline cheaper so that Skittles can fall from the sky. Makes no sense, right? There would be, it's not reasonable to think that those two things would ever be related. So it's not a reasonable thing. And if you say something that is unreasonable, you have a very poor logical appeal. Your argument or another person's argument to you should make sense. It should be reasonable. It should not be something that is like, okay, there's no way that this is going to happen. Or there's this other facet of it. You should be able to explain it in a reasonable way, okay? If you can't explain your argument in a reasonable way that the audience is going to be able to understand, then you've probably made a poor logical appeal. Or if someone's made that argument to you, they should be able to reasonably explain it in a way that you'll understand. Okay? So that is the logical appeal. It has to do with hard, cold facts. It has to do with just being reasonable. It should make sense in a basic, reasonable way. Okay? Get thinking about it.